Hello everyone! Today we are pushing the boundaries of YouTube's upload policy as we are going to fit a new outfit to everyone's favorite dark elf queen Nualia. As anyone is familiar with Nualia, then you know she has very particular assets that YouTube may or may not appreciate being shown very blatantly on screen, even if it is for an informative and educational purpose, such as showing the technical minutiae involved in transposing an outfit from one game model to another. In this case, from Skyrim, a custom Skyrim body, to the Daz body that I built for Nualia. So with that being said, let's get straight to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to point out that we have three major assets loaded up. So we have Nualia over there, the outfit over here, and then the hair, because we're also going to give her a custom hair. We're going to start with the hair because it is the easiest thing to start on and get prepped, and then it'll be the last thing that we do. Actually, no, I'll fit it on real quickly. I won't rig it or anything. We'll fit it on real quickly, just so we have something to look at other than Nualia's bald head. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to deal with these flipped triangles. So let me hide everything but the hair. So just as a real quick introduction, you'll see through this that there's a bunch of blotches of black and then black triangles poking through. And those are triangle faces that are facing inward rather than outward. And the reason why Skyrim hairs have it, and a lot of other games, Dead or Alive hairs also have this, is because of a technical issue with the engine where it doesn't do two-face drawing. It only draws one side of the triangle. And so to have the hair visible from both sides, the developers just take all of the hair polygons, duplicate them, and flip them so you have one layer facing out and the other facing in. Source Engine has two-face drawing, and as a result, hair that's two-faced or double-faced like this actually draws incorrectly in the Source Engine and causes a lot of really bright, blotchy areas and generally just looks really bad. So the first thing you need to do is remove these double faces and get it so it's only the outward faces that are remaining. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And that's really straightforward, as we just come over here and just select by element. These hairs are usually really well behaved and separated into individual strands. So all we're going to do is we're going to select these hairs, and we're going to either hide them or delete them. If they are bright like this, we hide them. And if they are dark like this, we delete them. And so we're just going to go through and quickly do that to all of the hair strands on this model. Should only take a few minutes. It's pretty straightforward, and I've gotten very proficient at doing this, having had to do it quite often. I've probably done this at least 30 or so times. I wouldn't be surprised if it was honestly closer to 50. So you can see this is a little bit misbehaved. It's not as jointed as I would have liked, which is unfortunate, but it does happen sometimes. Actually, you know, it might not be a bad idea if I come over here and I run delete double face first. This is not a script I did. This is by Borislav Petrov. Okay, yeah, it didn't do anything. We'll see how well it works. This may or may not work, so we'll just weld everything and then extract the double faces. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Sometimes the script works, usually it doesn't, but it's always worth a try. So back to this, we want to hide this mesh, delete this mesh, hide that too, hide that. We're just going to come around and hide all of these, and then come back and delete all of these. Yeah, this hair isn't as well behaved as I would have liked, but that's okay. It's still fairly easy to handle. Okay, and then we come back here, delete that, hide that, delete that, hide, delete. So I have hide hotbound to Alt-H, and delete is bound to the delete key on the keyboard. And so this is a very simple process for me. By default, hide selected faces is not bound in 3ds Max, and so you need to go to your preferences and manually bind it if you want to do this quickly like I am, because then the alternative is every time you select, you have to right click and do hide selection, which, as you can imagine, is extremely slow going, having to constantly right click and then spatially navigate a menu. That's just very slow and inefficient. I'm going to come back to that hair strand. I want to get these fast ones done first, and then I'll go back and do the annoying ones. Okay, so it looks like you are the only one left. So let's just go around and hide these. Because if I can go and correctly hide all of these faces, okay, rest of them I'm going to have to just go through and delete. Because if I could get all of the proper ones hidden, then I could just do a swift selection and delete all of the flipped ones, but I could not get that achieved. As you can see, as I'm doing this, the triangles are constantly flipping what is viewed and what is not. That is an inherent issue with double faces, and it can really throw a spanner into the process, requiring you to slow down and take things one step at a time like I'm doing here. Hide that, delete that, hide those. Oops. It's only stuck the face in the back. I could tell because of how the cursor changed. Hide those. Okay, so now if we come over here and unhide all, should not have any black triangles pointing out. No, goody. Just quickly select everything and do a really small weld. And that fixes those triangles that were disjointed originally. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything, assign it to a smoothing group. Okay, so now that's done, we'll quickly load the texture onto the hair. So first things first, I'm going to save this. Okay, load in the diffuse, it's hair Una. So I'm going to go to my E drive tools, Skyrim mods. This is under SG Hair Packs 268. The textures, SG hairs. It's named Hair Una. There it is. And then we will go back to this and change this to blend. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oops. Come on. Type it in correctly. So, yeah, I was afraid of that. That's actually really unfortunate. But we can work around it. So let's get back here. I don't know, can't I do transparency through the Skyrim shader? Yeah, I don't see it. If I try to change it to blend, it crashes. What I can do is I can really quickly cannibalize a script of mine that I should have used to begin with, but I didn't think it would be an issue. So shame on me for assuming 3ds Max would ever want to behave correctly. Scripts, and we want the batch Skyrim port because you have this. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to make a new script. I don't know what I just did. Back script editor. Does this have? Okay, good, it does. So I'm just going to file, save as Skyrim. Actually, this is for you material fixer. It's good enough. This is an internal tool. just going to do function fix material for an object. Name it O. Okay, and we come over here, and all this does a quick fix of the material. And so we're just going to get rid of all of this. We don't need it for this script. And we're going to name you Material Fixer UI. You're going to be Material Fixer. You're going to be Button Fix. Fix Material. Don't need a tooltip. Don't need any of that. On Button Fix, press do. All you need to do is for in selection, for everything selected, we run material on it. That's literally all you need to do. And then we have you call Material Fixer. Go. And then we get you selected and hit Fix Material. There we go. And now it's blend. Real easy. So I'm going to save this real quick. And we're going to load that hair again. Hair Una. And then we're going to turn the material on, go to opacity, come back over here, and load up Hair Una again, and change it to use alpha, and there we go. So there's the hair. So then the next step we're going to do is we're going to stick it on Nualia real quick. So we'll just bring Nualia into the picture. And we're going to see what that hair 36 is. That might be old hair that is being deleted. I don't like that hair. We're doing a new hair. I don't know what I just deleted. There we go. So then we're just going to select this. We're going to rotate it 180 degrees and scale it approximately 40%. These are just values I've memorized for the Skyrim meshes. So rotate it 180 degrees and scale it 40%. It's a bit much. So then from there, we will just, so it looks like about 51%. I should have seen what the value at the bottom is. The value at the bottom is 129%. Let's do 129%. Okay. And then we will add over there. And then we will come over here. We want to do this by vertex. And we're going to bring this to the front. And then we're just going to squish it this way a bit. Ooh, no, we're not. Squish it a little bit. Not that much. And then we're just going to kind of grab the bottom of the hair. It's because Skyrim necks have a different curvature than Daz necks do. So we'll just do a soft selection, something like that. There we go. And then we'll just kind of bring this forward a bit. And then just bring you forward a bit so you're closer to the shoulders like that. There we go. So there we go. So there's Nualia's new hair, roughly fitted. We can deal with the details more at a later date. For now, that's a good start. So now we'll do the outfit, which is all of this. Bring all of that in. So now I don't know what it's doing. It's loading some wrong textures. The cape is correct. The belt's correct, but everything else is wrong. So we'll just go in and fix these. I don't know what you're loading. And, okay, I see what it's doing. It is loading with opacity and such like that, all buggered. So what we'll do is we'll just come over here. I'm going to run our material fixer again. We will select all of those and fix material. There we go. So this is obviously part of the tattoo. I don't want any of that, so we're just going to get rid of that. We're going to quickly load these materials up. So you want G, these are very descriptive names. GG. F loaded. It looks like these have all the materials loaded. I just need to activate them. Okay, yeah, the raw body itself doesn't. That's fine. As long as everything else does. So this is the outfit that we are giving Nualia. I think that's not quite everything loaded. There's one thing that's not loaded, which is this. There we go. So the colors aren't permanent, though I actually kind of think the deep red and purple kind of goes well with Nualia. We will find out. First thing we need to do is rotate and scale it, and before that, we need to link the skeleton. So if I come over here and load the skeleton, you will see that it is completely dissociated. That is an artifact of how Skyrim models are structured. So I have a script to fix that. That will be Bone Linker Skyrim. There we go. Links all the bones. So now you can just grab the pelvis bone and move everything with the exception of the cape bones, which are probably these over here. Maybe. I don't know, there's a real easy way to find out. So just come over here, hit F1, select vertices, bring up the weights. Yeah, it's attached to the skirt bones. So I'll just grab these and those two for that matter. And link these to that. So now let's turn off the view wireframe. Select the pelvis. Move it. Why is not everything moving with it? Because there's more skirt bones. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to hide all the bones that are currently connected. Turn off show hidden bones. Set all the bones that aren't connected to anything, which is those. And then come over and link those as well. So now I can unhide everything. If I select the pelvis, now almost everything moves, with the exception of the heels. And that is those right there. So let's quickly link those. So this is the right toe, it goes to the right foot. That's left toe, goes to the left foot. Select the pelvis. Okay, everything's properly linked, beautiful. So now we're going to select all of that and select all of those pieces. We're going to rotate them along the origin 180 degrees, and we're going to scale them, what, 52%? Let's see what 52% does. Scale 52%. Ooh, that is remarkably close. Remarkably close. Let's just bring it up a little bit, like 101%. There we go. So now we're just going to match the T-pose. So first thing I'm going to do actually is I'm going to select all these pieces and align pelvises, which are actually really close to aligned. Kind of go like this. Moment, I'm going to hide these and just kind of see how they line up. Okay, so it looks like it needs to come down a little bit. That's cool. Let's unhide that. We'll select all of this again. And then we will move it down a little bit so that the lines are lined up. And so everything else should fall into place. Okay, so now we will adjust the bones to fit pose. And at this point, I'm going to make a new major save. So if I fuck up irrecoverably, I can load back to this point. So we're going to start with the clavicle. We're going to turn on angle snaps at 5 degrees. Click the clavs up 10 degrees. And then the upper arm, something like that. Might cut the clavs up another 5 degrees. And then move the arms down a little bit. Nope. Okay. So that's the closest it's going to get. Do the same over here. So this isn't going to be a perfect fit, obviously, but the closer I can get the fit using the bones, the less work it is overall. And we like not having a lot of work to do. So then we're going to come over here and grab the forearm and just kind of tick it up like that. Something like that. So these gloves, well, they're gloves. Gloves are always a pain to fit. And that will probably actually end up being a separate video. Those are some really fucking gnarly fingers too. Definitely have to fix that. So I'm only going to fit one glove because I can mirror them over. It's a nice thing about gloves like this is they are symmetrical. So we'll just kind of, yeah, this is really poorly rigged. Welcome to Skyrim models. Kind of go like that, and then we're going to straighten out the fingers. I'm going to do actually, so I'm going to select all this, hide those finger bones. Unhide the Skyrim finger bones. And so you're the thumb. You're not what I want. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, so see, the Skyrim elbow is right there. Whereas the Daz elbow is right there. So what I'll do, I will grab this upper arm and scale it this way, something like that. Yeah, that's looking a lot closer. And then we will straighten out the fingers now. So, come over here. So that's the pinky. So we're just going to straighten this out. And again, this isn't going to be perfect. It's not going to be even close to perfect. Like, for example, I actually brought the pinky up a bit too much. Yeah, something like that. It looks like there's a bit of a crook to the finger. So we will correct the crook. And then that's one finger down, 4 more to go. So that was the pinky. There we go. There's the ring finger. Bring it up like that. And then, whoop, that's really badly rigged. Wow, that's a tragedy. Okay, I'll have to fix that one through vertex manipulation. Okay, yeah, wow, that's really bad. Well, let's see how much more work I can get done. Okay, index finger. Bring it up that way. Can we straighten it out? Or is it also poorly rigged? Okay, it's not rigged nearly as bad. Still rigged pretty bad, but not nearly as bad. And it's all up a bit too high. No, that's not what I want. No, that's not what I want. That's actually also not what I want. I actually wanted that one. Down a little bit. Yes, like I said, these fingers are going to need a lot of work. Chances are gloves are going to be another video, but we want to get this prepared. It looks like, yeah, this one's also going to have to be fixed. Okay, so that's the best I can get the fingers right now of that terrible rigging. So, how about the thumb? Looks like at the very least I can bring the thumb out, maybe? Yeah, that's probably about as good as it's going to get. Yeah. Ah, God, that's a nasty glove. That's not going to be fun. Okay, so moving on. Next up are the legs. So we're going to first adjust thighs, and for this I'm going to stick it on to 1 unit intervals. And just kind of rotate you until the thighs are more or less aligned. So probably 1 more degree. So 4 degrees. I could change the snap to 4 degrees, but that's a bit overkill for only rotating 1 more bone. No, it's 4 degrees. Okay, and then we will just rotate Nualia's bones. No, not the heel. There we go, foot. Kick you over to local rotation. And we'll bring you up. We'll go on 5 degree intervals again to match that angle, which is that. And then we'll do the same with the other foot. This one I'll just fit by comparing the wireframes over here. Okay, that's that. So I can just manually stretch the boots down, not a big deal. Let's see, angles are more or less correct. Going to have to do some manual adjustments. That's fine. Okay, that is more or less prepped for fit. So what we're going to do, first of all, is that these vertices are very much out of line. We're going to just select those, row them, and assign them fully to that, because they're going to be losing their original rig anyways. So I'm going to save, and then we're going to move on to a new save. And then we're going to come and select each of these elements, collapse to and hide. Collapse to and hide. Don't need the base body. Collapse to and hide. Collapse to and hide. The hips actually look like they're pretty close, which is nice. Collapse to and hide. Perfect. So now we're going to bring all of these back. Oop, there's one that I forgot. There. Collapse to. So now we're going to do this. Which is the name of this armor set. Come over here and attach all the other pieces. So it's all a single mesh. I'm going to come here and just delete that glove. I just don't want it. And delete this boot. Just don't want it, because we can only fit one, and then mirror it. Okay. I probably should have rigged that, but I don't think it'll be an issue. I'll do all the things. Come to before I crushed you. There we go. We're going to just select all your vertices. I don't really care what bone you're assigned to, as long as it's one that hasn't been moved. So that works just fine. There we go. And then we'll just redo what we just did. So collapse that, collapse that, and collapse that. Bring all that in. Rename this, and attach all this. So it's all a single mesh. Delete all that, don't need it. Okay, so that is that step. So then we'll just come over here. Actually, we're just going to leave Nualia alone, and we're going to start by fitting the top. No, we're going to start by fitting this. So it's actually extremely close before we do any of that. It's got a lot of seams on here. It's like, I'll just show this real quickly. So it's like you can see right here, he's got a really hard edge right there. And such like that. It's just an unsightly seam. We can fix those just by doing this. And soft loading things. Now if I hide this, that seam should be gone. I said should be gone. It isn't, but it should be. It's probably a smoothing group issue. There we go, now it's gone. So we'll start by fitting this. So, clean that up. Belts are actually fitted extremely well. I'm actually really rather impressed by that. So it's mostly this. So we're going to make Nualia semi-transparent. We're going to select this and do a soft selection. 199 over, yeah, 6 should be good. 9. And I think we're also going to do this. There we go. And then we'll select these and make it a far smaller selection. And pull this out. Do that. So it looks like these belts actually be optional. So that actually works to the advantage because that's another body group. So we'll just fit with the belts off and then fit the belts on top. So we'll just come back over here, grab these, make them 9 again, pull them out, here, pull this out, come over here, make this 4, bring this in, bring this out, and then we will come over here and we will make Nualia not transparent, and then we will do a tight fit. So it's like you got a little bit of space right there that can come in. So you got a lot of space here that can come in. So make that 8. Push this in, something like that. So it looks like belts do have to attach there. We're going to actually fix that. Just manually stretch this up so it connects. Okay. Then we will tuck this in, make it nice and tight. We will just kind of select all these and make that there. We'll tighten this. Okay, it's pretty good. I'm gonna hide this section for a moment. Okay, it's behind this. So we need to pull this all forward. So for that, what we'll do is we will just select this region, pull it forward, just like that. Unhide her again, so we got a little bit poking through the nether region. So just pull that down, sort of covering her girly bits. There we go, and then we'll tighten this a bit. Fit more to the shape of her body. There we go. Yeah, that's looking good. Bring back that mesh. Let's once again hide these belts. Make sure everything is fitted. Yeah. Something like that. And then let's check once again for any holes like that. So we'll just kind of go like this. Push in. And then since it's symmetrical, it's going to be doing the same thing over here. So we would just grab these. Push it in. And then we'll just grab this. Pull it in. Just like that. We'll grab this, pull it in, tighten it up, slightly off center, fix that, bring this, pull it in, then pull that in, and pull that in. There we go. And it looks like this as a whole is off. There you go. It's still decidedly off. Sure, I'm going to have something on the front. This is, I think, rotating it will be a bit better actually. So what we'll do is we're going to change this to be from the bottom. Yeah, it's got a rotation issue. So we'll just come over here and rotate it. Okay. And we'll keep you to 2.5. Make that a bit smaller. So this whole region. Rotate it like that. It looks like this whole region needs to be rotated that way too. There we go. And then we'll just grab this and push it in. Off a bit. Chances are no one's going to ever fucking notice that this is off, but damn it, I will. I'll know. I will know, and it will drive me mad. Yeah, there we go. That took a bit longer than I wanted it to, but it's all fitted now. It's all happy. Okay, let's do the belts next. Currently 40 minutes in. Making good progress. So all we're going to do today is we're going to fit the skirt, which we just did, the belt, and the top. And that's going to be it for today. The boots and the gloves will be on the next video, as will the rigging of the outfit and the hair. That'll all be the next video. So that being said, this is now completely done. That should all be one unit. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Yeah, I like that. So what we'll do is we will take you, detach you as a skirt. We will detach you. And then you toggle body groups once we get there. I suppose for the sake of YouTube, I'll actually keep both of them, keep that on. For the sake of fitting, keep that on. But now I don't have to worry about selecting it on accident. So we'll come over here, we'll select that vertex. Okay, good. Just come over here, do that. Honestly, I think that's the only major conflict. Yeah, everything else is actually pretty good. So I mean, we can turn that off and have just the belts on. Yeah, that'll actually work pretty well. Okay, cool. So I'm going to unhide this, and because I'm getting tired of constantly doing this, I'm just going to fucking detach you now. Detach you, cloak. No, not Clayhawk, cloak. Smoothing is really pissing me off. I'm going to just hide you. So next up is the top, which is actually fitting her belly pretty closely, actually. Actually, really rather impressed by that. Actually, a very close fit. So we're going to fix the back first. There you go. And we'll just pull this out. And for those curious, the hotkey I keep pressing to bring up the wireframe is F4. Pretty certain that it is a default bind. Extremely useful for this, if you haven't been able to discern that already. So the top is a bit too wide. So we will fix that. We will make it short like that. And I'm not going to bother fixing this because it's going to go haywire when we fix the breasts. Next, I'm going to come over here and grab all of this. Bring it in closer to her tummy. And I'm not going to fix any of that either for the same reasons. So it actually looks like these are just about, or I want a bit lower. I want to basically just covering the nipples. So I'm going to make this 10. Bring this basically like that. That's about where I want them to be. So first we will do the volume. We'll grab this, pull this down, like that. We'll grab this. Do that. And then we will grab, actually we will grab along here, deselect the back, and we will manually center this since it's slightly off center for some reason. Bring it out this way, and then we will go more along this line, make it a larger soft selection. Do the same thing, like that, and then finally along the very top, I'm just fitting across this top wireframe for those curious as to what I'm doing. Go something like that, and then it looks like we need to select, let's make her semi-transparent, turn this on. So it looks like, let's see, the centermost is about right there. Oops. It's about right there. And then we'll select the same over on that side, which is not actually that one. We will just do it this way. Here we go. And we will make Nualia visible again. Turn this off and select those. And then with us centered, pull this in. Something like that. And then we come over here and we do some tuning. Pull that in just a little bit more that way. Pull that in just a little bit more that way. And then we will select that right there. Pull it like that. And then, yeah, there's some really strange shapes to these breasts. Actually, it's not overtly strange, but it's definitely a bit oddball. I'm going to pull this that way a bit. Pull this that way a bit. Something like that. So yeah, like I have a feeling this is far too down. Actually, it really isn't. Okay. Like the 7 base breasts that this was built for are definitely shaped weird. Or maybe not necessarily weird, but they're shaped noticeably different from the Daz breasts, which are noticeably more spherical. So that, and then we'll specialize this. Compensate for that. And then it'll come over here and do the same. Something like that. Hit spacebar on accident, which locked that. We'll pull this out. And then pull this out. And then select that. And make this a bit more like that. Okay. So if I go like this. I don't like all of that space being there. I think you want to do. I'm going to select this. This is the vertex. I have a center on it. I'm going to push this out. Even wider net. Push out like that. Yeah, that is forcing a lot more of a spherical shape. Yeah, I am liking that. And then we'll just manually pull you down. Pull you down. Now we'll grab these specifically and pull them in. And pull you down slightly. Yeah, I think that is a much, much better looking fit for her cleavage. Grab these. We got even smaller yet. Those in. Yeah, there we go. That is a pretty good looking fit. So then we come to the wireframe. Got this. I don't want that there. I want this to be tucked in far more tightly so that the drop off of her breasts is more pronounced. Because that is Nualia's character. She knows she's a chesty lady. She uses that to her advantage, and so she wants to make her more than respectable chest pop as much as she can get it to. She wants to attract every eye in the room. She wants all eyes on her. That is how Nualia plays the diplomacy game. All eyes on her. Go. So now I don't like this. So I'm going to grab the companion vertex from the other side, which would be that one. Make you a bit wider. Would pull you as much as I can. So you're already good on that side. Let's pull you in a bit more on that side. Grab you, pull you in that way. And I'll grab you, pull you in that way. Okay, so now we'll work on this. So we're going to make her semi-transparent again. So it looks like I grab these two vertices and their companions on the other side, which would probably be these two. And if I were to scale them like this, a larger scale, 6. Might be a bit too much. Yeah, it is a bit too much. So I think what we'll do instead is we'll just pull them down and then stretch them out. That way it's a bit more controlled. There we go. So we'll just undo that. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Then we come over here. There it is. Oops. Pull that out. Pull that out. That's that. And then we do the same over here. And then we do the same over here. Something like that. So let's just see how good of a fit that is. That is actually a pretty good fit. Okay. So we're going to fix this little drippy in the back. I'm going to actually bring the back tails of her shirt down a bit. Bring them down like that. So I actually like them being down a bit more than that. And then we'll just make this a smaller one. And we'll go like that. Okay. Well, I think that is a solid start. We're currently 54 minutes in. I think that's a good place to stop it. Let me hide all of the bones real quick. All I'll do is I'll just select all the mesh, invert, and hide. And that is how Queen Nualia is looking with her new outfit thus far. We still got a fair bit of work to do, but we can do all of that in the next video, which will hopefully be sometime this weekend by next Friday at the very latest. So that is how we fit outfits in 3ds Max. That was the easy fitting, is the top. That was pretty standard fitting, and then the bottom was actually very easy, as this has very little material. So next stream will be the harder fittings. The boot isn't terribly difficult. And it looks like I'll have to rotate the toes up a little bit because of the way that boots are done. That's fine. The gloves are going to be very interesting. I'm not looking forward to that, but we'll get there when we get there. So until next time.